Hey guys, welcome to yet again to another reaction video. I'm Mr. Luke, and today's one we're gonna be watching. Just gonna cut there for a second. There it goes. We're gonna be watching Could Oleana. That's the name. I think that's where her name is at least. I don't really too much care about the rest of the characters. Becoming a champion, and I was not aware this video was gonna be it's gonna be a thing, really, because we were kind of going through a little bit of a storyline. Because like last time we saw, who was it? Was it the professor, the young Sada doing becoming a champion? And yeah, turns out she couldn't really be it. Unfortunately, spoilers, but that's not problem. And yeah, unfortunately, people, I kind of missed the live stream because I was just busy watching some funny videos and just didn't bother wanting to do it. Now, I know people, I know you people have been wondering what have I been doing in the past few days and why haven't I uploaded the live brick bronze. That's because I've been just so busy on making the art style of, this new Five Nights at Freddy fan game that just didn't have the time to upload it. So I know I will be taking my time, and obviously it's gonna take some time till I'm finished for each animatronic. Which, by the way, I finished the office. I finished the system kind of maneuver. Now I'm just working on the cameras and the animatronic. And now the animatronic will be taking some extra long few weeks, depending on which one. So I would consider myself thinking this game might not appear until next year. So therefore, people, I will take as slow. If you hear stuff in the back, that is not my problem. That it's just don't question it. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, it's gonna take some time for me to upload the brick bronze run. So it's gonna take very long potentially. So I would say it might take once every week. I might upload a special live versions because it's just not possible for me to upload a video while I'm making a game. So that's that, and I'm sorry, people. I'm trying my best here, people. I'm sorry it takes so long for me to upload a video, and I know the last one, a lot of people seem to like it. We got a pretty decent comments, which understandably, nice job. I mean, you got some. I mean, understandably, some. A lot of people like the rage, apparently. Well, I like the. I'm not saying it. The. But yeah. And I know technically I saw what he did. I know what he did, but I don't think I had to do it on face cam. So that's it. But anyways, could Oleana become champion? I have no idea. I actually missed it because as I was doing, some searching on my phone or my iPad, I noticed there was a live stream going on the last 20 minutes ago, and I thought, wait, maybe it's gonna start soon. But no, apparently it was 20 minutes already ahead of me. Therefore, I was pretty late. So that's that. Anyways, I'm not gonna spend more time than stalling. So, could Oleana become champion? I have no idea, but I'm kind of excited because she will be using the best G-Max in the game, her G-Max Scaborder, and it's better than a Simp Zard, which is, by the way, yes, a lot of people respectfully like it. Learn your English perfectly. Anyways. So yeah, I'm gonna see how this is gonna end up, and I hope you guys enjoy this one. Unfortunately, I never got to see this one during live, and I wish I could do it. But I mean, I got to at least comment 2 things in the chat in my other alt, but that's it. But anyways, could Oleana become champion? I have no idea. Let's find out, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's one. Also, I may want to turn off the volume a little bit this time because I noticed my videos has been very loud lately that the point nobody can hear me. So I'm gonna probably turn down the volume and have the volume in the video and have my speakers a little bit louder so I can hear it and everyone can hear it as well. So yeah, this time I'm gonna try to do that. Anyways, let's see how this happens. Oleana, you better not screw up your gut border. Here's it. If Vasko does anything wrong with gut border, and even try to sacrifice it for just just a bunch of swaps, then I absolutely will dislike this video. He better make this video approvable. All right, enjoy. As I clicked, oh, what? How did I get? Okay, whatever.
This is Oleana, Vice President of Macrocosmos, the inventor of the Dynamax band, and the only trainer in Galar that doesn't aim to become champion? She doesn't even have a league card, but she does have a team, and a pretty interesting one at that. Literally, it's a bunch of Pokemon that would be considered beautiful, except for her ace, which is just a giant pile of garbage. I really like how...
Offensive. I find that offensive, you say that. You have to respect... I swear, if this is gonna happen, I'm gonna just edit myself waiting for him to finish. But anyways, that's offensive. Saying Gubborn is a pile of trash. That's offensive. You better call him beautiful.
Beautiful, except for her ace, which
offensive,
is just a giant pile of garbage.
He's
I really like how they used
Oleana's
Oleana's team composition to say something about this character's character. And that inspired me to return to Galar for one last character run, because I've basically covered every other major character in those games. So I booted up Pokemon Sword and played through the whole game as Oleana, using the same Pokemon abilities and movesets as in-game Oleana, as well as limiting myself to 1 heal per battle and a bunch of other rules. And let me tell you, returning to Sword and Shield after several runs in Scarlet and Violet felt like a breath of fresh air. It felt like I was playing the new Pokemon game, not the old one. The environments felt more vibrant, the game didn't glitch or lag every 5 minutes, and my character! I can actually customize my character in this game!
Woo!
But why is the text so wide? Anyways, I had to pick a number for Oleana's gym uniform, and usually for this, I just use the number that's on a Trainer's League card, but since she doesn't have one, I decided to go with 568. That's the national dex number for Trubbish. That way we can have 3 Trubbish in one run. Oleana, her ace Pokemon, and me. Hi! The only other early game Pokemon on her team is Bounsweet, which can be found in the grass near the entrance to Monostoke. This cute little mangosteen was very useful in the Galar Mines, where most of the trainers had some sort of rock or ground type Pokemon, and we had to fight a few more of them than usual, since Oleana needed to take a side route to snag the TM for Rock Blast. I personally prefer Wooloo Blast, but that's a Milo exclusive move. We did try to learn it by wrangling some Wooloo in his gym, and taking down all the gym trainers with our poison acid sprays, but the only thing we got out of it was an evolution. We also asked Milo directly, but all he wanted to do was battle. I mean, that is his job. Our newly evolved Steenie wasn't quite strong enough to take down the first Pokemon, but that was okay since we could just Dynamax or Trubbish and start setting up with Max Ooze. Every time we use this attack, we get a buff to our special attack stat, and Trubbish is a special attacker. This was great news for us since the Dynamax Pokemon have a lot more HP, and our Trubbish can barely bulk through one attack when it's back down to its regular size. Thankfully, we had just enough buffs to finish off the giant cotton ball the next turn and get ourselves a win. From there, we made our way through Route 5, but instead of running straight towards Hulbury, we took the scenic route through the grass so that Oleana could pick up another TM for her team, Attract. This move can infatuate an opponent of the opposite gender and make them simp so hard that they just don't attack 50% of the time. It's usually a very cheesy...
Wait, did I just predict a video before it was even released? I said, okay, well that's all right. I literally comment something before even. Wow.
Early game move, but it is
also this time I'm gonna pause a little bit, just because it's not live. I know people are not liking me pausing, and I will do as little as possible. But right now, I'm just trying to enjoy the video, so that's it. Sorry again. Also, how can you
move can infatuate an opponent of the...
Or, actually, does Sableye not even... Wait, isn't Sableye genderless? Or is that only... Yeah, I don't know.
opposite gender
Maybe I'm wrong.
and make them simp so hard that they just don't attack 50% of the time. It's usually a very cheesy early game move, but it is a move that her Steenie is supposed to know. After that, we made our way to Hulbury and went to challenge the water type gym. Things started out pretty simple since we had super effective grass type moves to take care of those gym trainers, but I know better than to underestimate Nessa. We started the battle by using Rapid Spin, which gave us a speed boost and let us attack first for the rest of the battle. Then we went on the offensive with Magical Leaf, although we had to attack a second time since that Goldeen is pretty bulky. Nessa followed up with Aracuda, which we two-shot with our grass type move, and that just left her with the overpowered Dreadnought. But unlike her first two Pokemon, which were female, Nessa's ace Pokemon is a dude, which means we can use Attract on it, and if we get lucky, he just won't attack us. That's turn 1. For turn 2, we decided to use our one-time heal to bring Steenie back to tip-top shape, and on turn 3, we attacked with Magical Leaf. And now you know why I went for the Attract and heal route, because we simply don't do enough damage. But once the Dynamax was over, now we're talking. I guess all I needed to do to defeat Nessa was use the power of love.
It's such a simple strategy. I'm surprised you haven't thought of it before.
I have, but it feels a bit too cheesy to use.
That's a horrible excuse to not use your resources.
Then how about this? Some people might complain if I used a cheesy strategy like that.
That's what you're worried about. Really?
Yeah.
Listen, kid, you can't go through life trying to please every single person, especially if that person happens to be a random stranger.
Yeah, but what if the things they say could help me improve?
Sure, it can be valuable to hear them out, but at the end of the day, you have to be the one to be critical of their suggestions, since the only one responsible for what you end up doing is yourself. No matter what they say now, these people won't be there for you if you don't turn out well.
Sounds like you're speaking from personal experience.
Oh, I am. Back when I was working as a research assistant with Professor Magnolia, everyone would tell me I should just get a better job that pays more. Go be a waitress, Oleana. With your looks, you could make a killing with tips. You're so fashionable, you should be working at the clothing store instead of being locked up in a lab all day. Ugh, I haven't seen or heard from those people in ages.
Yeah, I'm starting to see what you mean now. Sounds like I need to have more confidence in my decisions.
Exactly. Now, enough with the chit-chat. We need to go make a reservation at the chairman's favorite restaurant.
After the reservation was made, we headed back to Monostoke for the next gym. The challenge for this one was to take on wild fire-type Pokemon along with the other gym trainers. We get 1 point if we knock it out, 2 points if we catch it, and 0 points if the gym trainer lands the finishing blow. Originally, I was planning on catching our next Pokemon, Salandit, in this gym, but as it turns out, I had forgotten which Pokemon actually show up here. Our wild Pokemon options are Vulpix, Litwick, and Sizzlipede. There is a Salandit during the gym test, but it's not a wild Pokemon, it's one of the other gym trainers' Pokemon. So even though we could not catch another one for our team, we pushed through anyways and tried to battle Kabu. But our grass type got instantly burned to smithereens, and poor Trubbish had to use all 3 of its Dynamax turns just to take down the Ninetales. We were definitely going to need some help here. Now given the level cap and available wild Pokemon, Oleana could add 2 more members to her team. First was Salandit, with an asterisk. Salandit is not a version exclusive Pokemon, you can catch one in both Sword and Shield. However, for some odd reason, these games have version exclusive spawn locations. So if you're playing Pokemon Shield, you could go to the Monostoke outskirts and find yourself a low level Salandit wandering in the wild. But if you didn't notice this one little difference when picking which game to do your run in, you'll find 0 Salandit in the same area. Anyways, I booted up a random Shield save, caught one there and traded it over to Oleana since I did not want to redo the whole introduction of the game just to catch one Pokemon. But Salandit alone was not enough to win against Kabu, trust me, I tried. So I had to go out into the wild area when it was snowing to catch the other Pokemon for Oleana's team, Snorunt. This is also her official lead Pokemon, and if you thought the attract strategy was kind of cheesy and sleazy, I can't wait to tell you how much worse this Pokemon is, because Oleana Snorunt canonically knows Double Team, which means we can run max evasion and then just dodge every single attack. Sadly, Snorunt is a bit too slow and too weak to make this strategy work, so we had to go back into the wild area, grab ourselves a Dawnstone near the Lake of Outrage, and evolve it into a Frostlass. Now that we could outspeed the Ninetales, we could set up enough double teams to dodge all of its attacks, and since Frostlass is a lot stronger than Snorunt, we could also use our Shadow Balls to finish off the Fiery Fox. We could also dodge every single one of Arcanine's moves and slowly knock it out, leaving Kabu with just his ace. Now the thing about Dynamax Pokemon is that all of the moves are guaranteed to hit, so our evasion strategy will not carry us much further. But our Salandit sure will. It managed to poison the Centiskorch and bulk through the remaining 2 turns of Dynamax. Then we followed up with Steenie, which tried to use the attract strategy, but this mustachioed gentleman is no simp. He is, however, very weak to rock-type moves. So thanks to the combined power of all our new teammates, we managed to win yet another gym badge, as well as the TM for Will-O-Wisp, which we will need for our Frostlass. After the battle, we made our way through Hammerlock and then headed out west towards the one side, but got stopped by a couple of Team Yell Grunts. After taking them down, Steenie had leveled up and learned the move Stomp, which for some reason is what makes this Pokemon evolve. I guess it kinda likes to dominate her opponents by stepping on them or kicking them, which I'm pretty sure makes this the most risky Pokemon design we've had to date. No, not that kind of date. Before jumping into the next gym, we looked around to one side since I remembered that one of the NPCs will give us a flying type move, and Serena is supposed to know a flying type move, but that move ended up being Fly, which is not something this Mangosteen Queen can do. However, we did find a temporary compromise. The flying type move Serena's supposed to know would be super effective against the fighting type Pokemon in the upcoming gym, but since we cannot access that move yet, why not pick another that's also super effective? As luck would have it, a Zen Headbutt, a psychic type move, fit that bill just right. Although I'm not sure if we'll even need it since B's lead Pokemon has no moves that could damage Frostlass, giving us the opportunity to once again max out our evasion with Double Team. Then we could set her Pokemon on fire with Will-O-Wisp and sweep with Hex, which does double damage if the enemy has a status condition like Burn. Her Pangoro was extremely bulky and knows Night Slash, which could probably one-shot us, but we didn't get to find out since every single one of its attacks missed. Next up was Sirfetch'd, which also tried to set up Swords Dance so it could one-shot us maybe, but it can't damage us if it can't hit us, so down it goes. And once again, the evasion strategy just goes down the drain against the Dynamaxed Ace.
Hold on. Sorry guys. Looks like somebody wants to enjoy the video. Sorry. Hello.
Since their moves cannot miss. But we did get to set up a Will-O-Wisp before it managed to knock us out, that way its physical attacks won't hurt us as much. We followed up with Serena, who used her drop kick to further lower Machamp's physical attack, but it used Max Strike, which lowers her speed, letting it attack first the next turn and knock out her queen before she can apply any more debuffs. The bad news for B was that her Dynamax ran out, her Ace was on fire, and all we had to do was stall long enough for it to burn out. An easy win for Oleana. When we stepped out of the gym, Oleana and I noticed that there was some sort of commotion in town, and we were curious enough to go check it out. Unfortunately, what we found was Gym Challenger Bede trying to use the chairman's Pokemon to destroy a historical mural on the outskirts of town. Thrown into a fit of rage, Oleana instantly challenges him to a battle. We did battle Bede 2 other times so far, but both battles were not in our favor since we only had 2 Pokemon, one of which was weak to Psychic type moves. But then now we had Frostlass, and that changes everything, because we could just set up Double Team to avoid any damage, and then
Are you seriously just spam win with just using Double Team and just using the same catchy strategy? Because otherwise, lame. You're lame, Vasko. Come on, grow up. Use some other moves, okay? It's time to go for some strategy.
then sweep through his Psychic type team with our super effective Hex. Since we managed to win, we could stop him from further...
Weird enough, why didn't you just use... then again, no, hold on. You can't use your Ace until you... Okay,
damaging the site, although his actions required quite the severe...
Alright guys, sorry, it was an ad going on. Annoying ads. Why are you interrupting my reactions? Shoo!
To think he'd use the chairman's own Pokemon for such a devious deed.
I kinda got the impression that you were the one egging him on to do it.
I encouraged him to work hard, not this.
Maybe he took it the wrong way?
See, that's the problem. I'm not responsible for Bede taking things too far. He should have exercised some judgment and realized that this path would never be acceptable.
What if he didn't know any better?
Then let this be a learning experience. There is no better teacher than failure.
Are you being a bit too harsh? I mean, he didn't have to get disqualified from the Champion Cup and all that.
No, you're being too soft. If we were lenient on Bede because he's our associate, that would look bad on Macrocosmos. And even worse, it may encourage other employees to act out of line too.
Man, you sure know a lot about how to manage people.
Well, that is my job. Speaking of which, back to work we go.
After getting out of the woods, we found ourselves in Balony, one of the most mysterious towns in Galar. There, we ran into a pretty interesting character, who said something about how he wanted to be a Pokemon? I don't think he realizes how much trouble that means sometimes. But more importantly, he asked to see Oleana in an outfit with some fiery spirit. Now usually, I'd instantly block someone asking me to do that out of the blue, but since I needed a TM for acrobatics, which this guy gives you, I had no other choice. At first, I thought all we needed to do was change into the uniform we got from Kabu's gym. So there's nothing more fiery than that, but apparently it wasn't spicy enough. After a bit of research online, I found out that we were on the right track with the fire type gym, but instead of the gym uniform, we were supposed to wear the gym tracksuit. The only fire type this makes us look like is Salazzle, which I guess is kind of fitting, considering we have one of those on our team. Anyways, after getting the TM, we needed Oleana to change out of her loungewear, and then went on to face the next gym. Oppo's Weezing managed to poison us on its first turn, so instead of trying to spam double team, we decided to go on the offensive, setting it on fire with Will-O-Wisp and then one-shotting it with Hex. Out next was an intimidating Mawile, which we also set on fire before it crunched our lead. Then it was time for the Salazzle sweep, using Incinerate to burn away the Mawile, Venoshocked, oh, that's not a one-shot, but that is. We sent out Serena next, but got flinched by Air Slash and finished off the next turn, leaving Oleana with just her ace. Thankfully, we can't flinch while Dynamax, so we finally finished off the troublesome Togekiss and boosted her damage thanks to Max Ooze. Oppo still had her cake, but we're on a diet, so we just threw it in the trash. Literally. With another gym badge in hand, off the troublesome Togekiss, and boosted her damage thanks to Max Ooze. Oppo still had her cake, but we're on a diet, so we just threw it in the trash. Literally. With another gym badge in hand, it was time to go back to the other side of the map, but we had to be very careful to avoid any trainer battles since our team was pretty close to the level cap for the next gym. Thankfully, the only trainer we had to fight was this doctor lady on Route 8. Even though there's plenty of trainers in this game, I'm glad that only a few of them are actually required battles. You can just walk around most of them and they won't see you. Once we made it to Sirchester, we went to challenge Gordy, who also managed to take down our Frostlass before we could set up enough double teams. Serena could easily one-shot his lead, but that Shuckle was a bit of a problem. Not only is it super bulky, it's got the contrary ability, so attacking it with Trop Kick was a no-go. Otherwise, we'd turbo boost its physical attack stat. Instead, we set up on a track to stop it from attacking, and then started spamming acrobatics to shake up the juice inside the shell before opening. Out next was Stonejourner, which we quickly kicked away.
Wait, stop. You're gonna use a setup on a, you realize Shuckle's attack is less than 10, isn't it, people? Am I right here? That's gotta be true, okay? It has like defense of 230 and has like the base attack of, I don't even know what the reply. I'm like, basically a human finger. And literally just a poke. You can literally poke someone to death. Or fate, whatever. You know what I mean. But seriously, that you could have seriously set up on a Shuckle. It literally, I would like use maybe Rock Tomb, sure. But what else is there? I mean, it's
way to shake. Instead, we set up on a track to stop it from attacking, and then started spamming acrobatics to shake up the juice inside the shell before opening. Out next was Stonejourner, which we quickly kicked away, leaving Gordy with just the giant Colossal. We followed up with Salazzle, which made sure to poison the giant rock before also getting one shot, and then we used up one of our own Dynamax turns to stall through Gordy's last. From there, we decided to spam Max Rockfall because for some reason, the Rock-type gym leader's Rock-type ace Pokemon is weak to Rock-type attacks. That's a weird game of rock, paper, scissors. Anyway.
Don't you mean, rock? Wait, actually.
Max Rockfall because for some reason, the Rock-type gym leader's Rock-type ace Pokemon is weak to Rock-type attacks. That's a weird game of rock, paper.
Oh, wait, no, I understand. Okay, well, makes sense.
Paper, scissors. Anyways, after we got the gym badge, Oleana received a call from Professor Magnolia. Apparently, she wanted to discuss something regarding the Dynamax bans in person, so we put a pause on our gym challenge and took a cab over to her lab. It turns out that Mustard's wife on the Isle of Armor had
Oh yeah, I actually
took a cab over to her lab. It turns out that Mustard
Oh wait, I think I did watch it, but I think I did it not on reaction, so I don't think I need to watch it. If you want me to do another, if you want, especially want me to do react to it, could the honey become champion? As a reaction, maybe I can do it. If you guys leave a like in the comment below, I might watch it. Who knows? Depending on if you ever feel like. But until then, I don't think I need to watch it.
His wife on the Isle of Armor had perfected
Which, by the way, honey was annoying to deal with. So much spend on accessories and whatever. I'm not gonna have to explain it.
special soup which could change certain Pokemon's Dynamax forms,
Yes.
and she wanted to test it out with Oleana's Garbodor.
It's
After that, she
time.
wanted us to stay over for some tea and even suggested we go fishing in the lake near her house, which was convenient because that's exactly where one can find Feebas, the last Pokemon for Oleana's team. Now typically I would sit here and grind out the fishing process until we found this 1% fishy. However, the one for Oleana's team also has to be female and also has a specific ability, meaning that instead of a 1 in 100, it was more like a 1 in 400. And since we're getting into shiny odds territory, I thought it would be best to just open up that Pokemon Shield save once again, catch a Milotic in the wild, breed it until we got the right gender and ability, and then just trade it over to Oleana. This still took a while to do, but definitely saved me hours if not days of
Okay, I mean that's kind of smart. I'll accept it. I'll accept it.
grinding just to get one Pokemon.
Yeah.
And if someone complains in the comments,
They can go do this run themselves. I don't got the time to waste on a pointless grind.
good. I'm glad
Fair
you're quick
enough.
on the uptake. Unlike
You know what?
that
I'll
Peters.
approve
What
that.
did he
I'll
do?
approve.
He refuses to use his
But
Dynamax
still
band,
annoying
and
if you want to
you'll
do it
see
legit.
when we get there.
Our next stop was the town of Spikemouth, and oh boy did it look bad. It was very dark and gloomy, trash everywhere, almost felt like a ghost town compared to all the other places. According to Oleana, spectators preferred watching Dynamax battles and altogether stopped visiting Spikemouth to watch the more boring traditional ones, hurting this town's economy, and for some reason, the citizens that stayed behind blamed Rose for it all, even going as far as vandalizing his posters. Wait, now I kinda wanna try. Never mind. Anyways, the battle with
You
Pierce
wanna
started
say
out pretty
something?
rough since, once again, the gym leader's lead managed to hit Frostlass before we could set up our double team. So we used Will-O-Wisp and let Serena take care of the problem. Malamar was a big-time simp that let the Queen stomp him out of battle, and even Obstagoon wasn't immune to her charms, leaving its defenses down for a couple of turns, but I guess he's not one to get let on, since he very quickly began listening to Piers instead of his heart and managed to knock out Serena, although our drop kicks had made him too weak to do anything against Salazzle. That left Piers with just Skuntank, which we could poison thanks to Salazzle's corrosion ability. The bad news for us was that the Skuntank could sucker punch us, but the bad news for him was that our Milotic could just wash it away with Surf, giving us another easy victory. The final gym leader would not be as easy to take down. His breaking swipe weakened Serena's physical attack, but our plan was the same, using Icy Wind to lower his Pokemon's speed and Drop Kick to debuff the Gigalith. Now that we were faster, Frostlass could finish off the Flygon and Serena could kick the rock off the field, meaning it was time for Raihan to Dynamax. We used the same strategy to slow down his last two Pokemon and deal major damage to the Sandaconda, but he returned a favor by finishing off Frostlass and paralyzing our Queen. Since we needed to stall a bit, we followed up with Milotic, whose Surf could shoo away the Sandy Snake, but Raihan was focused on revenge, using Max Knuckle to finish off our Tropical Sweeper and boost his physical attack. For turn 3, we sent out Salazzle and used its Incinerate to deal major damage to the Towering Dragon, then set up an Aqua Ring for extra regeneration. But once again, Raihan just focused on the damage dealer and one-shot it right before his Dynamax ran out. Now it was our turn to go big, but the only thing we could do was use Max Darkness, which lowered his special defense. Then we hit him with a special attack, Surf, knocking out his ace and earning us the last gym badge. Having acquired all 8 badges, our next order of business was
Also, still so weird that people consider this guy as a dragon master or something. What is that what people call him? Ryan is not a dragon type trainer. He uses 2 Pokemon that isn't even a half dragon. And in the, I think it was, isn't there, I think in the battle tournament, the little tournament thing where you battle a bunch of trainers and potentially gym leaders. I think he has even a Torkoal on top of it, which is stupid because Why did the creator think it was a great idea to make him the dragon gym leader with only less than 2 to 3 only type of dragon types? What the hell? Makes no sense. Or I don't know. I haven't even played or battled the thing, the little stadium thing for a very long time. So I don't know, but I do know that he doesn't have a full team of dragon types. That's for sure. He's a disappoint. He's a nerf. All right, he's a nerf now.
To get to Winden.
Makes him less understandable. Like what is he even? Is he a dragon or is he a ground type? I don't know anymore.
Defense. And
He's
then
not a
we hit him
professional
with a special attack,
sure.
Surf, knocking out his ace and earning us the last gym badge. Having acquired all 8 badges, our next order of business was to get to Winden, but to do so, we had to get through the Icy Route 10. Unlike all the other routes in the game, you actually have to battle most of the trainers on this one, although none of them were too much trouble for Oleana. What was trouble was finding the last TM we needed, Stomping Tantrum, which I thought was hidden somewhere on the route, but as it turns out, it's actually on a side path on the final stretch towards Winden. Once we got to Gallery...
Almost a final pause here, but truly enough, I did not know that was a TM over there. I was stuck trying to understand where the Stomping Tantrum is until I looked it up, and Stomping Tantrum was over a ledge
Stomping Tantrum,
where I barely couldn't see.
Which I thought was hidden somewhere on the route, but
this.
as it turns out, it's actually...
How in the world are you supposed to know that was a thing? There's no way nobody would have known that.
Actually on a side path on the final stretch towards Winden. Once
All
we
right,
got to
sorry,
Galler's capital, we had to win a battle against all 3 of the game's rival, although all 3 of them were such easy wins that I'd rather not waste the 5 minutes telling you about how I drop kicked them. After that, we had to battle 3 gym leaders, starting with Mesa, who we could sweep with Serena. Our ability negated Galissapod's speed priority bug type move, and Attract made it so that her Pelipper couldn't attack us, making this another easy win. B's team still couldn't do anything against our dodgy Frostlass, and we had plenty of Pokemon to stall through the Dynamax and secure our second win. Now Raihan was a tough cookie. Historical can easily one-shot Frostlass long before we had enough evasion to even try anything, and our best response is to send out Milotic and knock it out with Surf. The problem is that he then follows up with Goodra, which will set up a rain dance and then spam Thunder at us, which gets 100% accuracy when it's raining. Our Surf attack doesn't really do enough damage, so that means we'll need to pull out the cheese yet again. The first thing we could do is use our one-time heal. The problem with that is that Raihan also has a one-time heal, and of course he's gonna use it to stop us from finishing off his Goodra. However, we have another trick up our sleeve, Recover, which heals Milotic for about half of its max HP, and that means that we could just spam Recover and then take Thunder after Thunder until Goodra uses up all 15 of its Thunder attacks. At that point, Raihan has no choice but to switch to using Muddy Water, which means we can switch back to our attack position and spam Surf to knock out his bulky dragon. We also got a lucky crit on the Flygon, and his Turtonator happens to be very weak to water type moves.
I completely forgot he had a Turtonator. Okay, maybe this wasn't wrong.
All we had to deal with now was the giant Duraludon, and
but still, what was the with the Sandakanna and the Gigalith? Why did you have that on the gym battle, but Torkoal on the other one?
By that I mean spam Recover until the Dynamax ran out, although we also ran out of Recovers, so that was the end of the road for Milotic. Good news for us was that Salazzle could do a lot of damage, and it managed to think through a Stone Edge, meaning it could also finish off the Duraludon the next turn. And now we just need to face off against Leon. Oh right, I forgot about the whole Darkest Day thing.
What is the chairman thinking?
Wait, you knew about his plan but didn't do anything to stop it?
I was aware of the project and how quickly it was progressing, but the plan was to wait for me to battle Leon and then launch the next step. Ugh, that man can be so impatient sometimes.
Sounds like we took too long to win against Raihan.
Well, it's too late to worry about that now. Seems we underestimated the risk on this one. Something must have gone wrong. We need to go to the power plant and get things under control.
Once we got to the power plant, Rose tried to go on a spiel about how he was doing this for the good of Galar, but he also let slip that Eternatus escaped to the roof. But since Oleana wasn't champion, he wasn't gonna let her through unless she could beat him in battle. So of course, We used Will-O-Wisp to burn his Cavalier and then did some damage with Hex, but that iron head of his was just too hard. The good news is that we had Salazzle and our flaming lizard could easily burn through his lead, his gears, his bearded cat creature, his iron seeds. Now the elephant, that had too much HP. However, it couldn't do much against Milotic, which also means we could wear it down with Surf and then finish it off once the Dynamax ran out. And now we could get access to the roof and face off against the giant dragon. Our Frostlass could spam Icy Wind to cool it down, and then Salazzle could use Dragon Pulse to knock it into phase 2. We were barely doing any damage at that point, but we did get some help from 2 legendary doggos and Leon's younger brother, which helped us weaken the dragon enough to catch it and calm it down. Having stopped the Darkest Day, the region was once again safe. The chairman had been arrested, Oleana was the new CEO of Macrocosmos, and after a few days of rest, it was time to fight Leon for real for real. Since the champion decided to protect on turn 1, we could set up a double team twice, but somehow that still wasn't good enough to evade his attacks. So we had to send out Salazzle to melt Leon's sword, then used our Dragon Pulse to knock out his Haxorus, but he was done letting us sweep and sniped our lizard with his lizard, Inteleon. Then he used his baby doll eyes to lower Serena's damage, although we were still strong enough to finish it off. Then we tried to look cute for his second dragon, but our charms failed and we got burned. That meant it was time to stall again, although this time we set up an Aqua Ring as well. Whenever our health was high enough, we'd use Surf to lower Dragapult's HP, and since Leon didn't bother healing it, we could knock it out. Then we used our one-time heal to prepare for the clown, which couldn't quite freeze our pretty eel. However, we had taken so much damage that his Charizard could easily finish us off. This meant it was finally time for us to use our Dynamax, using Max Guard to stall out 1 turn, and then Max Rockfall to bring Charizard down to the red. And once his ace was back down to size, I came to realize that Oleana could in fact become champion in Pokemon Sword.
You didn't
If
even
only I could have made it here sooner.
Boring.
Are you still upset about what happened with Rose?
Guys. Hold on, I'm sorry, Vasko. This is for you. I'm disappointed in you. You have nothing but made this video a shameful a joke. I'm so disappointed in you, Vasko. You are a shameful YouTuber. You have no taste on this on Team Trubbish team, or team. I don't even know what people even call them really. But anyways, Trubbish lovers, you deserve more. This guy, not so much. All right, you're getting a dislike pronto.
Of course. Then this whole Darkest Day mess would have been avoided.
Yeah, that is very unfortunate. But at the end of the day, it was his decision to not wait. And now he must face the consequences of his actions, just like Bede.
Perhaps
you're
I should have
offended.
realized that Bede's actions were likely influenced by the chairman himself. After all, he was like a father to him, and the Applin doesn't fall far from the tree.
I'm pretty sure most people would have missed that connection. And what's done is done. Not much you can do about it now.
I suppose you're right. I just wish I could have done more for the chairman.
Why do you care so much?
Remember how I told you that everyone was trying to get me to quit my research job and do something else?
Yeah.
Well, Rose was one of the few people who encouraged me to keep at it. Eventually, Professor Magnolia and I developed a working Dynamax band, and he invited me to work for his company, Macrocosmos. Together, we used the Dynamax band to completely revamp the gym system in Galar. It was a huge success, and I owe a great deal for all the opportunities that man gave me. So yeah, I really wish I could have done something to help him, but instead... One moment. Oleana speaking. What is it? That's impossible. He should be... Enough. I'll go see for myself. Taxi!
Going somewhere?
Yes. Apparently several people have reported seeing the chairman wandering around the wilderness in the Crown Tundra.
I thought he was in jail.
He is. But if a rumor like this spreads around, people might start to think that Macrocosmos is involved in some shady business. I must go there and stomp out whatever's causing it.
What about me?
You'll come along too, naturally. Unless you've got somewhere else to...
Also, one weird thing is, why is you as Vasko a Trubbish, but the mainly, but like she already have a Garbodor. Why are you a Trubbish? Are you not supposed to be something else based off her? like something with more. I mean, I guess it based. I mean, I guess it's okay because like he's doing it because of Trubbish fans, and I guess he wants them. He's doing it just because of it. I mean, I guess that's okay, but you're still getting a dislike because you're still offended the Trubbish, I mean, guard border, and use some of your other spammable teams. So I'm just no.
Be.
Let's
Well,
finish
usually
this
this
video, people.
portal shows up shortly after the battle for champion and
Like
takes
or
me to
dislike?
another world.
Portal?
This
I
video
don't
is dependent
see
on how
Portal.
you feel.
Do you?
Like,
No.
respect, dislike,
Well
or
then,
sort of bunch
let's
of
go.
haters.
Alright.
Whew! Looks like I made it just in time. One moment too late and he would have ran away again. I'm afraid I must borrow you for a bit longer, young lad. Please bear with me until then.
Looks like no one in this sleepy village has seen the chairman. But one hiker mentioned seeing someone similar further out into the wild. I'll go check on it. You wait here. If you see the chairman or anyone who looks like him, take them to the lab at the Dynamax Den. Got it?
Got it. Man, she sure loves putting people to work.
And you sure love working with people.
Huh? Another talking Pokemon?
Why, yes, it is I, Calyrex.
I have no idea who you are.
Surely you jest. We fought alongside each other in the war with Paldea.
Look, man, I know all Trubbish look the same, but you got me confused with someone else. I don't even know what a Paldea is.
You seem sincere. Yet despite your change of form, I am 100% certain it is you. Your name is Vasko, is it not?
How did you know? Can you read my mind or something?
Nothing like that. We've met before in the distant past. And although you were a bit weary of me at first, we joined forces and battled against a tyrannical Pokemon. While I was recovering from my wounds, you were exiled to a distant region with your trainer at the time.
Yeah, I don't remember any of that happening.
I wonder why that is. Regardless, I would like to do that which I couldn't all those centuries ago. As a thanks for your valiant efforts, I wish to give you a blessing. So, tell me, Vasko, is there anything that's troubling you?
Well, I'm a little lost at the moment. This kid named Alistair, he put some sort of curse on me, and I can't get back home until I break it. We figured out how, but now I'm stuck traveling between worlds until we have the right conditions to break it.
I see. So despite your powers, things like curses can still cause you harm. Aha! I have just the thing!
You do?
Well, it won't break your current curse, but it'll come in handy if you ever run into any other curses in the future. I, Calyrex, the king of bountiful harvests, hereby bestow upon you the blessing of propagation.
I swear, these ads are annoying me. Go away. Also, this is the part where I saw the live stream, so this is something new for me.
Thanks?
With this blessing, should any new curses afflict you, you'll be cured of them over time.
Ooh, that sounds really useful.
Please do not interrupt.
Oh, there's more?
Yes, the blessing works just like the propagation of plants. It shall split you into two, then give you time to grow. Then you split again, over and over, until the you that remains is completely free of the curse.
Now you're making it sound like a weird cloning
Oh,
machine that'll make
just-
way
it's-
too many
it's-
copies
now I
of me.
remember-
And
okay, I
how
think
I know
I
which
think
one
I
is
understand
real?
what you're doing.
Sounds like a huge mess.
Wait, is that gonna be the Mole based stuff? You know, of young Stardust splitting up the Mole. Okay, I see what they're doing. Okay.
You should just take it back.
Worry not, for one of the halves shall bear most of the curse's burden, and will quickly decay, becoming compost for the purer half to grow. In a way, the other half will return to you in due time, making you whole again.
Okay, now it's sounding extra messed up. A bunch of me's have to die? No thanks.
You will not have to witness it or bear their pain. The blessing will use my psychic powers to keep your two halves apart, preventing the curse from spreading back onto the healthy half. And the splits will not happen unless you're moving at a high enough speed through space-time. That way the blessing can easily separate the two halves. Anyway, you will not see nor suffer the fate of the half, which will dissolve the curse.
But a me will still suffer. I'm not seeing any positives to this.
Perhaps alone, this blessing may work as a cure-all for any curse. But along with your other blessings, you'll likely get a bit more out of it than just that.
Other blessings?
Indeed. You've got traces of the All gene and the protection of Ilex. Such a dazzling combination! Although this confirms my theory that the you I met in the distant past is actually a you from some point in the future.
Every time you speak, I get even more questions.
Then please, ask away.
Where do I begin? What's the All gene?
It is a blessing from the mythical Pokemon
Wait,
Mew.
what?
Begin.
Where's an all gene? What is the... Oh.
What's the All gene?
It is a blessing from the mythical Pokemon Mew, said to contain the DNA of every Pokemon in existence. With this blessing, you can take the form of other Pokemon. Surely you know that much.
Yeah, I've been changing forms every time I travel between worlds, but I thought it was because of the Balony tea, not a blessing from Mew.
Perhaps a wizard there has befriended the pink creature and found a way to brew some potion containing its powers. I have heard of distant land that makes coffee using the droppings of a certain Pokemon.
You did not just say droppings. Are you saying I drank Mew poo?
You're a trubbish. You'll be fine. Although, ingesting a blessing is
sounds
such
like
a
a nice
crude
name for
method,
him.
natural cycles will make you lose it in due time. Please allow me to transfer it to your soul. That way, it will remain safe and sound next to the blessing you received from me. Now then, do you have any other questions?
What's the protection of Ilex?
It is the pendant you carry, made of genuine wood from the Ilex forest, and blessed by Celebi, its sworn protector. It is said to bring good luck, healing, and can function as a form of storage.
So Clara gave me a blessing without realizing it, huh? Maybe I should give it back to her.
It is rude to return gifts. Besides, it has so much utility. Should you ever be injured and need to recover, all you must do is retreat into the storage space it provides. Charms like these inspired the creation of Pokeballs, the storage system, and even the healing machines at Pokemon centers.
Oh wow, when you put it like that, it does sound pretty useful. Thanks, Clara.
I am a bit concerned that you may lose in its current form, especially during battle. Please allow me to transfer it to your soul. That way, it will remain safe and sound next to the blessing you received from me. Now then,
What?
do you have any other questions?
What makes them a dazzling combination?
The effects of one blessing can amplify the powers of another. For instance, the Ilex can store your previous transformations and heal each of them over time. It can be pretty handy in battle, and it's exactly what you did to turn the tides of battle in the distant past.
The distant past. You're sure the Pokemon you met there was actually me?
Without a doubt. Very few beings can ever receive the blessing of a mythical, let alone two. Although, you did not have my blessing anymore.
Does that mean I can lose blessings?
That depends on how strong the blessing is. Typically, once you've used up its powers, it will wither away. For instance, with the All gene, you can only change forms a limited number of times, although you can replenish it by drinking more of that tea.
What about the others?
Well, the Ilex, that one has the most power, it gives you near infinite healing. It's just very slow, and the storage space isn't as big as those PC boxes. It may be problematic if you try to store over 30 forms, but its capacity can be expanded by visiting the Ilex forest. I'm ashamed to admit it, but over the centuries my powers have grown weak, so unfortunately, the blessing I've given you can only cure you of about 4 curses.
That's not a lot.
I'll have you know that curses are just as hard to come across as blessings. To have run into so many, it seems like a lot of misfortune awaits you down the road.
Well, now that I know what powers I have and what to look out for, I think I'll be fine.
Unfortunately, I cannot allow you to keep that knowledge.
What? Why?
Since you will time travel in the future, I must do all that I can to prevent a paradox from occurring. Our meeting in the past felt like our first proper one, which would be overwritten by this conversation.
I'm not sure I like where this is going.
Worry not. All I must do is erase your memories of our meeting, although it may affect some of your other recent memories.
And what if I didn't want you to do that?
Then I'll have no choice but to battle you. Given your current forms, my Spectrier and I would have an easy time. But please, let us not resort to violence.
Fine. But just so you know, I'm not happy about it.
Neither am I. Besides, my powers are not strong enough to permanently
Oh, so
erase
you're not gonna
memories.
battle
It'll be
Calendar?
more of a cloud of psychic powers preventing access to them. A cloud which should hold for nearly 1,000 years.
I don't think I can live that long.
Then you are still far too ignorant of all the powers you possess. Now then, come forth, my steed, Spectrier! Let's erase this hero's memories and send him on his way. May the rest of your journey be a fruitful one. Da 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 da.
Man, what a strange dream.
What? Oh no. Well, we're gonna go to Crown. Is it Crown? No, it's the Teal Mask. Okay. Well, that's something. Okay, guys. Sorry, I had to do a literally huge cut there because there was a bunch of stuff interrupting me, and I might have talked some speeches that I might have skipped, but just gonna reply it again and say it again, just straight off the bat that I was offended and I didn't like this video, and I am hugely offended by Vasko disliking the border and Trubbish, and all the spam was just nothing but boringness. So you don't have to like or comment, but if you don't, then you can be one of him. But either way, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. No specialty at the end of the video, cause sorry, I'm a lot busy today and I really want to continue my work here, so I'm not gonna showcase anything more secret, but I will say right here, the next week I might upload the next live stream of another, not another one, but actually a live part 1 on Pokemon Brick Bronze Nuzlocke, which I'm gonna upload. I am gonna upload that one, so don't have to worry about it. It's gonna happen. It's just gonna patiently take some time, and yeah, I'm sorry. It's taking so long because I have to work all this long time of being bored. So, anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'm Mr. Luke. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoy, well, my content and stuff. And as always, I'm sweating, but that's fine. And stay lucky out there. How dare you, Vasko, do this to Trubbish and Go Border? You didn't give him too much spotlight. And you didn't even bother give him a love. The same love you gave into your Pokemon. You suck.